Hey, what's up, my little tattletales? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are Wendy Williams, you got rid of one mooch, leech, loser, whatever you want to call him. Yes, I'm talking about her ne'er-do-well ex-husband, Kevin, and his vegan hussy, Sharina. But it looks like you still got a little more to clean out your closet. Let me tell y'all something, right? Love or hate Wendy and the way she does things, that's not really my concern. Can we just say that with all the battles that Wendy has in her personal life, right? And all the battles she has in her personal life, can we please just say that something is going on and it had to start from childhood? There was an old wound probably started in childhood with Wendy's parents that Kevin picked up and ran with it. Wendy is surrounded by people that don't see her as a human. They see her as a commodity. They see her as a tool to enrich their lives. Y'all, what am I talking about? Wendy Williams' brother, the same brother that's always yappity yap yap, don't come back. Wendy Williams' brother gave an exclusive to a tabloid about Wendy, slamming her for snubbing the father's 92nd birthday bash and calls her behavior painful. Y'all, let's get into this mess, because the only thing painful is the way I feel like slap chopping this person into another universe. Y'all, let's get into this. First of all, this is the same brother that literally when Deborah Mercury, when the production company, when the network were sharpening their knives, thinking they were going to steal everything Wendy built and leave her with nothing, and was throwing dirt on her name every day, he was joining in. And some of y'all was like, that's her brother. That's her brother. To which I say, just because they family, just because they blood, don't make them family. And honestly, let's be real, right? The brother hinted, a lot of people hinted that Wendy is in some type of cognitive decline. We're about to get into the report in a second. Let me just say this. Have been hinting that Wendy is in some cognitive decline. But if she is in a cognitive decline, then I ask of ye, why are you giving exclusives? Why aren't you trying to help her? She just got out of rehab. If she didn't want to come to her dad's 92nd birthday, maybe she had a good reason. Maybe her daddy's the reason she's actually in rehab in the first place. Let's be real. Don't act like people just are born broken and pain and full of pain. But the fact that you're using this as a reason to get a paid interview, leeches. Wendy really needs to clean out her circle. But at this point, does she really have anybody down for her? And before y'all start saying, it's karma. Karma does not work like that. If that's the case, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos would not be ruling the world. And half the celebrities that have fame and fortune wouldn't happen. Stop it. It's not. Wendy's consequences of her actions caught up with her. She liked to drink too much. She liked to have illegal, illicit. You know what? Let's just get back into this because baby, no, listen to this. Wendy Williams' brother has ripped the troubled star for snubbing her father's 92nd birthday bash. Let's actually change this title to what it should be. Wendy Williams' brother decided to kick her while she's down, destroyed her for a paid interview in the U.S. Sun, right? They pay for interviews. If anybody got any exclusives, hit me up. But if you want some money, hit the Sun up, right? Destroyed her in a new interview fresh out of rehab while people were sharpening their swords. Tommy Williams exclusively told them that Wendy's family had a birthday party for their dad over the weekend and that Wendy was a no-show. How do you know Wendy's not struggling with her sobriety? How do you know Wendy is not literally trying to figure out what shoe to put on, whether it's a left or right to go outside? How do you know that Wendy isn't just detoxing? The fact that you would sell this, it's like you were waiting. He ain't nothing. But listen what he says. The focus never seemed to have gotten back to family, and particularly my dad. And that's a tragedy in all of this. First of all, your dad is 92. He should know that his daughter is struggling and literally almost lost it down. Literally, she almost flatlined when the emergency people came. You really think that he's concerned about a public birthday party where she might have called him and been like, hey, daddy, I love you. She might have called him and been like, daddy, you're the reason I'm here. Don't talk to me. But why are you selling what goes on between Wendy and the dad? Anyway, she's caught up in what everyone else is caught up in. How her life is panning out. Just be a family member. Just be a daughter. But I guess she's not going to be either. Boy, if you don't get yourself out of here. And can I just say that her brother looks a lot like Kevin's bald-headed, Lurtle the Turtle, Uncle Fester looking self. Let me actually be clear. Again, am I the only one disgusted? Let me know in the comments if you're disgusted by this, because I am. You're caught up in what everyone else is, how her life is panning out. She just got out of rehab. She lost everything. Everybody bet against her. The roosters have come home to nest. Whether you believe she deserves it or not, aren't you supposed to be her brother? Was this $50,000, $20,000, probably $8,000 that the son paid you really worth it? I guess so. When Wendy's guardianship cut everybody off, he had to find a new way to make money. He said, I guess she's going to be a show host. First of all, she said it was a podcast. Thank you very much, but let's move on. But a nice role would be a daughter, because our parents have done everything for us or to us. Because can you please tell me where Wendy's toxicity, insecurity, love of abusive relationships came from? She ain't just grow up and be like, I want to be treated by trash by somebody that looked like a bald-headed evil turtle villain. No, that had to be from childhood. That's my opinion. That's the painful part of it all. It is what it is, but it's not slowing his vitality down or his zest for life and joy. So basically, Wendy ain't talking to her daddy. Have you ever asked your dad why Wendy ain't messing with you? Or maybe Wendy is like an evil, horrible, selfish person, but she also just got out of rehab, and you grew up together, and you knew Wendy in your mind when she was pure. So what's the problem? They're saying Wendy's 92nd birthday was worlds away from the quiet celebration he had with Wendy 1 year ago. Mind you, that's another thing. He did have a quiet birthday party with Wendy 1 year ago. And everybody thought it was fake because she ain't post anything. Have you ever thought that Wendy is in recovery? Wendy is feeling shame. She's trying to rebuild. I don't know what it is. Maybe Wendy don't feel like everybody being in her face. Maybe Wendy don't feel like people selling exclusives about her if she showed up. People sneaking camera phones. People trying to catch her with a drink. People selling her out for $1. Maybe Wendy ain't feel like dealing with you. Anyway. During those 2022 festivities, Wendy was living in Florida and working on her health during her season-long absence from the show. Her brother questioned the status of Wendy's supposed podcast, which she's been talking about for nearly a year now. He said, there's still nothing new on the podcast front, so I don't know what her focus is. Everyone has their own choice on how they want to break their bread, and if she never wants to work again, that's fine too. She's in that position. Wow. How much did he get paid for this? I better at least gotten $10,000. But oh no, they seemed like they were rapping like the questions the comments they wanted him to say, wrapping them in $100 bills and throwing them over his fence. And he was like literally just performing like a seal, saying what he needed to. Wendy's publicist told The Sun that they wouldn't give a time frame and would only say it's coming soon. Listen, I do remember, who was it? Tasha K actually broke that Wendy was in severe cognitive decline. And I didn't believe it, right? I still don't know if I believe it. But one thing was certain, there is something really, really wrong with Wendy Williams. And again, y'all could root for this. You could be cheering. You could be heartbroken. But I would expect more from the people she grew up with. You know what they say? Just because they bled, don't make them family. Again, Wendy still has that financial guardian. She doesn't know when she's going to be back to the talk show. She doesn't know what she is going to do. She doesn't have anybody in her corner. And she allegedly cut her son off, which I think is wrong. But at the end of the day, he also cut his son off because he wasn't in school. And at the end of the day, Wendy's son suffers with addiction. And this is my whole point. I still get so mad and blame Kevin. Let me just be serious for a second. Wendy's son struggled with addiction. Wendy struggles with addiction. The only person sitting there looking holier than thou, getting fat off of vegan macaroni and cheese, is Kevin. The fact that everybody doesn't see him, and this is all my opinion, but let me say it. The fact that everybody doesn't see him as a cancer, the fact that everybody doesn't see that you're the only one talking about health is wealth and love and building your legacy, but yet your son has issues, and you said Wendy was too busy to raise him, so you were the one in charge of raising him, Mr. Mom Magoo, bald-headed you, right? Wendy got issues. Everybody is broken because of you and your abusive, crazy, narcissistic mess. Ugh. People got to be like, what's Kevin going to save Wendy? How? Save who? Kevin can't even save himself. save himself or his 3-year-old child or Sharina. And that's the funny thing is, Sharina fought for Kevin and sold her soul, right? Because she thought that gravy train was always going to be around. And now they both sitting there looking stupid, stuck. And now all the abuse that Wendy was taking is being heaped on Serena. And I'm not saying that I think Sharina deserves the abuse. I'm not wishing abuse on anyone. I am saying you wanted all of Wendy's glory. Baby, now you got her biggest defeat. Good luck, Sharina. And good luck, Kevin. And Tommy, please go sit down somewhere. Anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.